There are creepy, real-life incidents you were never meant to know about. And once you hear them, you won't sleep tonight. Make sure to like and subscribe so these incidents never happen to you. This first one is called the face split incident. This creepy incident happened with two brothers in Spain. Let's watch this.
Let's talk about
Face split incident.
the face split incident took place in Spain back in 2009. It all started when two brothers were swimming in the ocean and decided to jump off a cliff. The first brother jumped perfectly and landed safely in the water, without injuries. Then it was the second brother's turn. He was ready to jump, but when he did, he landed on a concrete, splitting his face open.
Just imagining that made me so scared. Concrete floors are so hard, so I can imagine how painful it must be.
He then fell into the water. As he floated, his head was completely covered in blood, staining the water around him red. He was rushed to the hospital, and the doctors tried everything to save him, but he sadly died. There's a video of the incident, but I'd rather not watch it. It's too disturbing. Stay safe.
I think what happened is that he didn't aim his jump well, so he landed on the concrete floor instead. Why would someone even jump off a cliff? I'm too scared to watch the actual footage, so I shall not show it. This next one almost made me pee my pants, and it's called The Mom Who Sang Elmo's World. Apparently she got possessed and started singing the song. Let's watch.
Let's talk about Mother Singing Elmo's World accident. A girl was coming home from school, as usually everyone does. When she was at home, she saw her mother laying down on the floor. The girl asks her mother if she was okay, but the mother didn't heard her. The mom started acting weird and began to sing Elmo's World. I will show a video I found. But it turns out that her mom is a skinwalker.
Did anyone else see those eyes? I've been noticing a lot of incidents regarding Elmo, like the Elmo toys and stuff. If I saw someone lying on the floor and singing, I would be so scared. Maybe we should stay away from that song. This next incident is really sad, and it's the Rogelio mukbang. Let's watch.
Explaining Incidents, Part 3.
Rogelio mukbangs.
Before we start, can you follow me on Roblox? Thanks. This all started when a man from the Philippines decided to do mukbang.videos to earn money and to help his family for it. A few days later, not long ago, some of his so-called follower challenged him to eat a chicken bone, which is not very good for people. He made that video and gained much views, but what he didn't know is that he died just after a few days, and the person who challenged him to do that hasn't been arrested. Like, why? I feel absolutely bad about that man, even though he don't know me. And if you want to support him, he has a TikTok. Here's his user. And his brother are the one doing the mukbangs now, because Rogelio died. Condolences, by the way. That's all I know. Stay safe out there.
I feel really bad for him as chicken bones are so dangerous to eat. I think it got stuck in his throat and he couldn't breathe. Guys, you should never ever attempt this as it's really unsafe. This next incident made me have nightmares, so please watch until the end. This incident called Man Who Was Cooked Alive happened in the 1900s, and as the title suggests, he was cooked alive.
The Man Who Was Cooked Alive.
Jose Molina.
On October 11, 2012, Jose Molina was doing maintenance work in a 35-foot pressure cooker. Jose went inside because he was trying to fix a broken part of the machine. While he was inside the cooker, one of his co-workers closed the door thinking that Jose was in the restroom. The co-worker then turned on the cooker with 12,000 pounds of tuna being filled in. The tuna was being cooked at 270 degrees Fahrenheit, while 62-year-old Jose Molina was still inside the cooker.
I already know where this is going and I'm so scared.
A supervisor noticed that Jose was missing, so an announcement was made for employees to search for him. They've been searching for about 2 hours until they opened the cooker and found Jose's body completely cooked with the tuna. Jose Molina was a father of 6. In 2015, Jose's family was paid $1.5 million from the company Jose was working for, Bumblebee Foods.
I feel like no amount of money can compensate for a life taken away like that. They should have checked if anyone was inside before turning on the machine. I heard that the company had to pay a lot of money regarding this as they had more safety issues too. This next incident is really scary, so make sure to watch till the end. This is called the fire breathing incident and the name is already making me worried. Let's watch.
Explaining Incidents, Part 2.
Fire breathing incident.
Before we start, can you follow me on Roblox? We're close to 1,000. Thank you, my cloudies. This man was from USA. He is known for breathing in fire, which is his talent. But one day something tragic incident had happened during the show. During his performance, he was lighting up a fire on a torch or whatever it's called and putted it in his mouth. But then he accidentally swallowed some of the fuel. After it, he then burped and the fire was under his stomach.
Oh my gosh, guys, this is so dangerous. I think I know what's going to happen next, and I do not like it.
After just 1 second, his stomach and body exploded, and the people who was watching him perform thought it was part of the acting, and his body parts went on people's faces. Later on, his head was found on the popcorn machine.
If I was in the audience, I would be screaming my lungs out. I would never, ever be able to recover from this. I've noticed that fire-breathing acts are really popular, but only highly skilled people can do it, so do not try this yourself. I hope such things never happen again. This next incident is really disturbing, and it's called One Man, One Jar. Let's watch.
Discussing about One Man, One Jar. I will finally make this video since so many people has been requesting One Man, One Jar incident. A Russian man that is completely unforcade had made a video named One Man One Jar, which happens to be a famous incident. He published a video that was 17 years ago, and he published it on a website called a fuck site. His user was known as Alex13031969 and his real name is Alexei Tarov, and he's 40 that time. The video is described as a man completely unforcade and sat on the jar until it shattered into pieces and he had so many blood and body injuries, and he ignored all of it and kept going. I don't really know what had happened next, so tell me in the comments if there's something I forgot to say that describes this man. That's all. Stay safe out there.
Nowadays, people do all sorts of things for views, and it's crazy. Why would you put yourself through so much just for this short amount of fame? I really hope that guy is okay. And that video is nowhere to be found. The glass pieces must be so sharp. This next one shocked me, and it's called the tongue sahur incident. I'm sure many of you know this brain rot, but did you know something happened? Let's see.
Explaining incidents, Part 1.
Tongue sahur incident.
But before we start, can you follow me on Roblox? Thank you, my cloudies. Back in May 3rd, 2005, this year, a kid that is 7 years old was addicted in this brain rot called tongue sahur in the Philippines. His parents thought it was just a cartoon until it all turned upside down and became a horror story. Because his parents said every midnight on 12 o'clock and 3:17 am in the night, his son would always say tongue sahur, woke him up at that hour, and every day on 3:45 am, he would always stare at the window saying there was a man standing that looked like tongue sahur. And one day his parents saw that he was crying and saying tongue sahur while smashing his toys on the walls. That's why his parents limited his screen time for 2-1/2 hours. So kids, don't be brain-rotted, or you'll also have this kind of story.
Now I'm scared of brain rot. It was like he became possessed or something. And the timings he woke up at are so specific, which is scary. This makes me want to never trust the internet anymore. This next incident is called Cat in a Blender, and it broke my heart. Some people are just so mean. This user explains it well.
Let's
People like them do not deserve to be pet owners. A pet's life is as important as a human, and I don't know why he didn't find his actions wrong.
I recommend you to stay curious or watch it. If you watch it, get your tissues and stuffed animal if you have one. RIP the poor cat. He or she is in a better place now. And I hope the guy who did this rots in heck. BW. The video is on Twitter, and people think it's funny to comment. Put it in a blender, or blend it, even when they can't move Elgato the meme cat they put him in. A blender. Well, that's all. Bye.
2 years of jail is certainly not enough, and he should have been jailed for life. What if he does it again when he gets out? Some people are actually so sick, and I hope that cat's soul rests in peace. This next incident is probably the one you saw from the thumbnail. It is called the Spongebob 2011 balloon incident, and please watch till the end. Apparently something really weird happened. Let's watch.
Let's talk about
SpongeBob Balloon 2011 incident.
back in 2011, there was this Nickelodeon mall filled with balloons and all sorts of fun stuff. But there was one SpongeBob balloon that people found a little unsettling because it looked really creepy. Here's some photos. It seemed to take on a life of its own because people started saying that this SpongeBob balloon would follow them at night. Even though they hadn't bought it, it would even creep around their houses. Some even claimed to see the SpongeBob balloon floating around their bedrooms when they were trying to sleep. These creepy balloons were half deflated, unlike the normal SpongeBob balloons, which were fully inflated. And some of the SpongeBob balloons with their big, wide smiles were the scariest. What do you think about this balloon incident? I think that is very creepy. So stay safe.
Why did the balloon suddenly follow people? It's like they got possessed. I couldn't find any footage of the incident, but the SpongeBob face on the balloon does look creepy. They could have chosen other expressions instead. If I saw that balloon in my room, I would pee my pants. Which incident did you find the scariest? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Stay safe out there.